Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's much more likely to talk big than actually go far. He will often speak with confidence and may sound like he has all the answers, but when it comes to real progress or moving up in his career, he's not putting in the necessary effort. He prefers to stick to routines and doesn't push himself to do more or improve.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he doesn't fall apart or have emotional outbursts. He stays calm and polite, keeping his feelings hidden and trying to handle the situation in his own steady way. Instead, he will stick to what he knows and carry on quietly, even if it means just doing the minimum.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually find him polite and easy to be around on the surface, but it's a mixed bag. He doesn't go looking for fights and he keeps his emotions under control. He's not openly rude, but his stubbornness can lead to quiet tensions. People may nod along but avoid getting too close.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he's not likely to feel threatened or act out with jealousy. He won't get insecure or try to compete with you because chasing career heights isn't his main focus anyway. Just don't expect big celebrations or emotional sharing. His way of showing support will be steady but reserved.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is not likely to secretly resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. His self worth isn't tied to earning the most money, and he's not driven by competition in this area. He'll carry on as usual, keeping things polite and steady between you.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's usually careful with money and likes to keep things in order. He's not someone who spends recklessly or buys things on a whim. You'll find that he prefers to stick to a budget and avoid surprises when it comes to finances.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and doesn't try to show off or pretend to have more than he actually does. He prefers life to be steady and organized, so he avoids taking financial risks or spending just to impress others. What you see is what you get. He likes a simple, manageable lifestyle.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He leans more towards being tight with money and his way of thinking. While he's polite and not openly harsh, he isn't the type to give generously, either with cash or with warmth. Acts of kindness may be there, but they'll be measured and thoughtful, not spontaneous or overly generous.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's generally open about money and not someone who hides things or plays games with finances. You can expect him to be straightforward about what's coming in and going out, as he likes things to be clear and organized. If you need clear communication and trust when it comes to money, you'll find it with him.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to think that housework should be done in an organized way, but he may also believe that certain roles belong to each person. He won't be rude about it, but he might expect you to handle most of the traditional chores, especially if that's how he grew up seeing things. He likes routines and rules, so don't expect him to jump in and help on his own unless you clearly discuss and set shared responsibilities.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to help by supervising or telling you how things should be done rather than rolling up his sleeves and jumping into chores or changing diapers himself. He believes in keeping things ordered and done the right way. Usually his way, so he might stand nearby, offer advice, or point out what needs attention, but not actually do much of the work. You may find him to be neat and organized, but if you want a partner who shares chores equally without being asked, you'll probably have to clearly ask him and set expectations. Otherwise, he'll see his role as giving direction instead of taking action.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's more likely to argue to prove he's right than to try and truly see your side. He feels confident that his way is the right one and can be quite set in his ways when it comes to opinions and decisions. Even if he stays polite, he's not quick to listen or change his mind, and sometimes conversations with him can feel one sided.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually keeps his cool and stays respectful. He doesn't lash out with hurtful words or get aggressive. Even if he strongly disagrees or feels frustrated, you won't have to worry about shouting matches or cruel comments with him.
Does he have a bad temper?
He's not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He tends to keep his emotions in check and does not explode or lose his temper easily. This calmness can be a good thing in a relationship because it means less drama and fewer emotional outbursts.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it difficult to say sorry and take responsibility for his mistakes. Even though he's not rude or harsh, he strongly believes that his way is usually correct. So admitting he's wrong doesn't come easily to him. He's unlikely to yell or accuse you directly, but he'll rarely offer a heartfelt apology.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He will respect your boundaries in a calm and polite way, especially when you clearly say no. He likes order and following rules, so he won't push or force you once you've set a clear limit. Although he may not deeply understand your feelings behind the boundary, he will stay respectful and not try to cross the line. You can feel safe that your boundaries will be honored with him.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He is not likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may not always understand your feelings deeply, but he prefers to keep things respectful and orderly, so he won't push or sulk about it. If you need someone who respects your comfort and space, you will find that with him.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He won't use things from your personal life to hurt you or make you feel embarrassed later on. He keeps matters respectful and prefers to avoid drama or emotional fights.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He values routine and order in his life, so he prefers sticking to one partner rather than chasing excitement or attention elsewhere. He isn't driven by strong emotions or thrill seeking, which helps keep his commitment steady.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not likely to be over possessive, jealous, or always suspicious. He prefers to keep things calm, steady, and polite rather than getting caught up in controlling or mistrustful behavior. If he does set rules, it's for the sake of organization, not out of jealousy or fear.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
With him, being protective is less about real care and more about wanting things done his way. He doesn't get aggressive or harsh, but his protectiveness can sometimes feel like he's trying to set too many rules or insisting he knows best, not truly listening to your needs. It may come across as caring on the outside, but deep down, it's about keeping order and making sure everything fits his ideas of how life should work.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to see parenting as something that should be organized and managed well. But he may expect you to do most of the heavy lifting, especially the daily care and emotional support. He'll set rules, make sure things run smoothly, and may offer advice on how things should be done, but won't naturally jump in and share the load equally. If true partnership in parenting matters to you, you'll need to have direct conversations and spell out what you need from him.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and not lose his temper. He doesn't believe in shouting or getting dramatic, even if the children make mistakes or act out. Instead, he'll handle things in a firm but polite manner, sticking to the rules and explaining what went wrong.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will support your role as a mother, especially when it comes to keeping the household organized and routines on track. However, he might not always see or encourage your needs and dreams outside of being a mom. He'll respect what you do for the family and expect you to handle things well, but may forget to ask about your own interests or personal growth.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he could be the kind of man who seems fine with your career now, but later expects you to quit after having a child. He values order and clear roles at home. So once family life gets busier, he might feel it's more correct for you to focus on household and parenting duties. It's better to set your expectations before major life changes.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will act polite towards your parents, making sure to follow manners and show respect, but real warmth and heartfelt connection may be missing. He'll greet them properly, have civilized conversations, and avoid any rude behavior. However, he's not likely to go out of his way to build a close or loving relationship with them. He's more likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways than be flexible himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
He will handle family stress or interference calmly and won't add fuel to the fire. He prefers to keep things polite and orderly, so even if your family is causing trouble, he won't explode or say hurtful things. Instead, he might quietly stick to his own rules and expect you to manage the tricky parts.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might seem modern with you in private, but will expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife when his relatives are around. He values routine, order, and doing things the right way, especially when it comes to family and social situations. In front of relatives, he'll likely want you to follow traditions, respect customs, and keep up appearances, even if he's more relaxed with you at home.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will usually stay out of it rather than pour his energy into fully supporting you or taking your side. He prefers to keep things calm and avoid open conflict, especially with relatives. You can count on him for politeness and order, but for strong vocal backing, you may need to handle things yourself.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is likely to have a strong sense of duty and respect for his mother and tends to follow rules and established ways. While he may not be openly clingy or childish around her, his first instinct will be to keep peace and stick to family traditions. You'll need to be extra clear about your needs if you want him to step up for you in family matters.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He prefers to keep personal matters within the home and values privacy and order in his relationships. If he ever does share, it will be measured and not in a way that exposes your vulnerabilities.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Day in and day out, being with this man means living in a house where routines are followed and things run on time, but warmth and emotional closeness can feel a bit missing. Life will feel steady and predictable. You'll rarely have to worry about big surprises or emotional drama.